Okay, very good morning, very good evening to everyone. Welcome on board this flight. From Cascais so we're going from Cascais, that's Lisboa, so we're going from Cascais to Lisboa. Out at Santa Cruz, the departure time 8 o'clock Zulu, time en route 0 hours 30 minutes, fuel time is 3 hours, cruise speed 110, and cruise altitude 2,500. Test destination touch and go at along the river. There we go, non-nav equipped, flight plan, that is done. Can you see this in the stream? No, you can't see what I was doing. Okay. That doesn't matter. So, welcome on board this Piper 28. This is what I flew the other day when I did the initiation flight. So as we get on board, because I've already done all of this in the other plane, the walk around, we want to check if the plane works or not. If there are any damages to the wings or to the antennas, if there's room for the wheels to retract, etc. So let's not bother with that as of now. So there we go, we've removed the chokes. So now if we just jump on board, we can turn on the batteries, we can turn on the batteries and the alternator. We want to open up the throttle a little bit, we want to put the mixture, the propeller to forward. Then we want to turn on the fuel pump, turn the mixture to full rich. So this means that we want a lot of fuel per oxygen, and then we can turn off the fuel pump and reduce this where we want less fuel and more oxygen into the fuel tank. Oops, sorry, so first left tank. So the battery is on, the nav lights, they are on. The alternator switch is on, the fuel selector, I've selected the left-hand tank. Fuel pump can come on, you can see the pressure is coming in, mixture full rich for a few seconds, and then we can cut it off again. Beacon light is on, that's this light, there you go. Propeller is full forward, we can shout out of the window clear, just to make sure that no one hits our propeller, and now we can start the propeller and full forward. There we go. We have a successful engine start. I don't know why it's super quiet. You can barely hear the engine. In real life, it's obviously more noisy than that. So now we can turn off the fuel pump. We can reduce this back to idle. We want to check the controls. So what we want to do now is we want to check left. We can see left, the opposite to the right, right, and the opposite to the left. We want to look at the back, full forward. There we go, that is showing. And the rudder, we don't have to check it because it's actually okay. So we can turn on the avionics, even though I don't need them for today. So actually, I'm going to leave them off. The GPS, I'm not going to bother. The radio, let's listen.
Wind 310 degrees 3 knots. Cabo K temp 14. 2.13 QNH 1025. Comply with speed limitations. AC LPPT information.
Charlie. Okay, that's basically all I need to know.
1930. Expect ILS approaches runway and use 03DL50 on the ground. Contact 136. 025 after landing. Vacate viaduct HN. Wind 310 degrees 3 knots. Cabo K temp 14.
Okay, so I have everything I need. The wind is barely non-existent, so let's not bother too much about it. There's no tower and ground. Really? That's interesting. Okay. One three one three two five. Lisboa Control, boa noite, French Post, sorry, Golf Tango Echo Bravo Zulu, we're at Cascais requesting startup. What is going on? That was my fault. Lisboa Control, boa noite, French Golf Tango Echo Bravo Zulu at Cascais requesting startup. Maybe this time it works.
Golf Tango Echo Bravo Zulu, Lisboa, boa noite. Foco clearance at Cascais, contact Lisboa 136.025.
Contact 136.025 Golf Tango Echo Bravo Zulu, thank you. So that was the wrong frequency. So it's 025.
Lisboa, good evening, Ryanair 3047 with you, descending flight level 80 for flight level 450, inbound Asmore. Ryanair 3047, Lisboa, boa tarde. Radar contato flight level 180. Continue descend flight level 100, direct Papa Romeo 636. Descend flight level 100 and confirm the direct. Ryanair 3047, direct Papa Romeo 636. Papa Romeo 636, Ryanair 3047.
Lisboa, boa noite, French Post 27 Mike November at Cascais requesting startup.
Golf Tango Echo Bravo Zulu, Lisboa, hello, wind at Cascais 030 degrees, 5 knots, runway 35, QNH 1025, startup approved.
Startup approved, Golf Tango Echo Bravo Zulu. Okay, so this time we're at Lima Papa Sierra Golf Airport. There we go.
Portugal 1015, request. Portugal 1015, push and start approved, facing south.
So after departure, so we're going to be taking off from runway 35. So we're going to be taxiing along here. We're going to stop at intersection Papa and take off from intersection Papa. We're going to go up to the north. This is a VFR flight, so it's a bit simpler than earlier. We're going to be taking off to the north. Then we're going to take a right-hand departure. He's probably going to tell me to take a right-hand departure towards Stadio Nacional, which is a big stadium, which is just here. I don't have the beautiful scenery for Lisboa. I took it off my computer because it's too heavy. So this might not be as good looking as it usually is, but Stadio Nacional is about here. So he's going to give us a direct to there, and then we're going to go and land into Cascais. We're going to take off from Cascais, do a touch and go, then come back. Whoa, it's loud.
After Papa Romeo 636, direct to Akul.
I hope I am louder than this guy now, but still, it seems a bit loud. There we go. I think I've reduced it. Anyway, I'll show you what happens next. So, and Lisboa, Golf Tango, Cabrera Zulu, ready for taxi.
Golf Tango Echo Zulu, taxi holding point runway 35.
Taxi holding point 35, Golf Tango, Cabrera Zulu. Cool. So here we go. We're now going to the holding point for runway 35.
Air Portugal 136, continue descent to 4,000 feet, QNH 1025. Descending 4,000 feet, QNH 1025, Air Portugal 136.
Right, so now I'm going to show you something pretty cool. wine. Right. Okay, so I should get myself centered back here, but now to do our engine run up, we don't want to be in the center, so let's go to the left and then to the right. Okay, and stop like this. So now we want to check if this is all working well. So we're going to set the engine, oops. Right, I'm not moving, cool. So we want to set the engine RPM to 2000 feet. We want to check gyro suction is looking good. This is looking good, good, good. This is looking good. Fuel pressure is looking good. The 2 tanks of fuel, that's good. We would like to depart Cascais, touch and go at Lisboa, and then back to Cascais, Golf Tanker Quebec Zulu.
Golf Tango Equator Zulu, Roger. After departure, join right downwind runway, correction, join left downwind runway 35, climb to 1000 feet.
After departure, left downwind, climb to 1000 feet to Golf Tango Quebec Zulu. Okay, so he told me that after departure I have to take a left 180 degrees turn and only climb to 1000 feet. That seems weird. That can't be right. 326. Oh yeah, it is correct. Okay, so we're at 2000 feet RPM. All of this is looking good. So now what we want to do, we want to increase the fuel mixture. Pressure manifold is looking good. Now reduce the thrust pressure. Reduce the RPM, that's going down. Manifold pressure is go. Go ahead, Golf Tango Quebec Zulu.
Golf Tango Equator Zulu, squawk 3254.
Squawking 3254, Golf Tango Quebec Zulu. 3254. There we go. Back down again. We want to check that that goes slightly down. And back up. Good. So we've checked it here, we've checked it here. And now we want to check it here. Sorry, here. Yep, the oil pressure going back down and back up again. Now we want to check the magnetos, so let's let this stabilize again. Let's set it at 2000. There we go. So let's go left magneto down 1000, right magneto down 1000, right down 1000, and both back up. Okay, so that is looking good as well. Now idle. Let's make sure the engine doesn't die. Hope the engine doesn't die. So let's go back to 1000. Now let's set the flaps. There we go. You see? There we go. So before takeoff checklist, we have done the engine run up. The fuel selector, it is on the fullest. The fuel pump, we can turn it on. Let's hold short here. The alternate air is closed. The mixture full forward. In 20 seconds, Golf Tango Quebec Zulu. The flaps, they are set. Cleared for takeoff, runway 35, Golf Tango Quebec Zulu. The trim has been set back to neutral. The landing lights, I can now set those to on. The strobe lights on to on. The transponder, it is on out as necessary. Pitot heat isn't, what's the temperature outside? Yes, let's turn the pitot heat on. So before takeoff checklist is complete. So now let's go. He's cleared us for takeoff, so now let's go. Rotation, this speed is going to be at 70 knots. That's 50. 60, 70, rotate.
Madrid 133750, Mali Italia 6718, thank you for
Gear up.
Lufthansa 1166, report ready for descent.
That is 500 feet above ground level, so let's go flaps up. And now we're reaching the altitude that he set of 1,000 feet. So let's reduce the thrust and start taking that 180-degree turn. And we're still climbing when we shouldn't be. There we go. Push down a little bit on the vertical speed. Whoa! And there we go. We're on to our downwind. You can see the runway here. Whoa, I'm all over the place. I have to get used to streaming and flying at the same time. Lisboa approach Golf Tango Quebec Zulu on downwind, runway on left downwind for 35.
Golf Bravo Zulu, proceed via shoreline to Lisboa.
Proceed via shoreline to Lisboa, Golf Tango Quebec Zulu. So now he's told me to proceed via the shoreline.
Maintain 1,500 feet.
Maintaining 1,500 feet. Thank you, Golf Tango Quebec Zulu. So now he's told me I can climb to 1,500.
3 knots, runway 03, clear for takeoff.
And there we go, we are stabilized. So he told me to follow the shoreline until Lisboa. There we go, autopilot on. But that is, on this plane, the autopilot is only for the direction, so I still have to handle the altitude and the rest of it. So this, I want to reduce this one to 2,300. There we go. After takeoff, the gear has been up, the flaps, they are up, the fuel pump off, landing light is off, the altimeter can remain as necessary. So the throttle, so the RPM, that is looking good, but the throttle should be more than that. The throttle, I want to set the throttle, that is 21. This is what I'm looking at. 22, that is the throttle set much better. Whoops. Propeller is set. Now, I want the plane to turn.
Airport fuel 1936, wind 110 degrees, 5 knots, runway 35, clear flight.
Okay. So I think I have managed to reduce the volume for the controllers and the other pilots on the stream, but for me it's still super loud in my ears. So anyway, I should be maintaining 1,500 feet, and as you can see, I'm a bit above that 1,600.
1015 identified, continue climb to flight level 240.
Climbing 240105, 1015, sorry.
There we go. That is more or less stabilized. Okay. And yeah, this doesn't look amazing. I usually have a much better scenery than this for Lisboa, and even the bridge, you can't see it, which is a shame. But yeah, this wasn't my plan for tonight, so I didn't plan. Anyway.
Airport fuel 1015, turn right direct Lidro.
Turning right direct to Lidro 1015.
Usually this all looks super amazing and it looks exactly like Lisboa. At least it's already got the train there. So, oh, fabuloso. So yeah, that is Almada. This is Cascais.
At your 10 o'clock, 8 miles, confirm inside.
Negative, we don't have field in sight yet, Golf Tango Quebec Zulu.
Golf Tango Bravo Zulu, Roger, report field inside.
Roger, we'll report field in sight, Golf Tango Quebec Zulu. Okay, So it wants to know if we have the airport in sight, but we don't. And oh my god, the plane. Usually with this, with these types of planes, it's much easier on the system. But it seems as if it's easy on the plane on the PC, but it seems as if it's struggling even today. I think my computer just can't handle a stream. That's Monsanto. Oh my god, there's so much potential though. There is a lot of potential for a fun stream. Here we have Alcantara. Ah, the bridge is appearing now. Yeah, but this looks shit compared to what it usually looks like. Anyway, so he wants to know if we have the field in sight, and there's the airfield, and we have it in sight. That is the airport. Visual approach, Golf Tango Quebec Zulu, we have the airfield in sight.
Golf Bravo Zulu, report on final, runway 03.
Report on final 03, Golf Tango Quebec Zulu. So there we go. So now we just want to report on final for runway 03. So
1936, backtrack, runway 35, vacate via Foxtrot.
1091. So now there's the bridge with the trains, Alcantara. Oops, don't go down. So now, there we go. Now I've just told the autopilot to.
3047, continue approach, wind check 110 degrees, 5 knots.
So I've just told the plane to align itself with the runway. So now that's the autopilot. That's the ILS. That alarm was the ILS telling me that I'm on course. And so now you can see there's the runway. So 2 other planes, 4 reds, that means I'm too low. What I want to see is 2 whites and 2 reds, that means I'm on profile. If I see 4 whites, that means I'm too high. 4 reds, I'm too low. So you see now it's 1 red and 3 red, 1 white, 3 reds, I'm slightly too high. Unusual approach Golf Tango Bravo Zulu on final runway 03. So there we go.
Golf Bravo Zulu, wind 310 degrees, 3 knots, runway 03, clear for touch and go. When airborne, join left downwind, runway 03.
Cleared touch and go runway 03 when airborne, join left downwind, Golf Tango Bravo Zulu. So there we go. Oops. Disconnecting the autopilot. Gear down. So if you can see my speed, I was at about 110, 120 even. So what I want to be a bit slower than that. 2 reds, 2 whites, we're looking good. That's 100 knots. So let's go gear down. So from what I learned the other day when I flew this in real life, doing this really feels as if I'm hitting on the brakes. So now I have 3 reds, that means that I'm too low. So I'm putting in a bit more power, which you could see at the bottom here of the screen, but I don't have. So now I'm going full flaps. So now I'm in full landing configuration. Landing lights are on, propellers forward, mixture is full, landing checklist is complete. 3 whites, 1 red, that's okay. I'm a tiny airplane, so I can afford to be too high. Nothing bad is going to happen. So this is perfect. The speed is perfect. The vertical speed is perfect. Everything's looking good. But now you're going to see me shit this, because I am a piece of shit. 4 whites. It's a bit too late now to care about it. It's okay. I'm still going to land nicely. Ideally, I want to land now on those white marks, but that's okay. Okay, let's reduce the power. Reducing the power. No, I floated because I was going too fast. Come on, land gently. There we go. Flaps up. And let's put the power back on. Remember, 60 knots. Whoa. 70 knots. Power. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we're airborne. Gear up.
Gaan Air 718, runway 03, line up and wait.
Okay.
Lufthansa 1166, continue descent to flight level 60.
Flaps up.
Level 60, Lufthansa 1166.
And let's go on to this left downwind. So we want to turn 180 degrees compared to the runway. We want to turn a bit, but not too much. There you go. That's Lisboa Airport. Whoops, 1,500 feet, that's too high. Whoa. Let's reduce the thrust. So as we said, we want to be at 180 degrees compared to the runway. There we go. That's more or less that. So now let's tell the controller. Lisboa approach, Golf Tango Bravo Zulu on downwind for 403.
Golf Bravo, do you request to proceed to Cascais?
Yes, affirmative. Golf Tango Bravo Zulu.
Golf Brazil, Roger, confirm. Do you have the field inside?
Negative, not yet. Golf Tango Bravo Zulu.
Golf Brazil, Roger, fly westbound.
Flying westbound, Golf Tango Bravo Zulu. So he told us to go west. Wait, what?
Show Ryanair 718, line up.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Ryanair 718, wind calm, runway 03, clear for takeoff.
Okay, I'll trust. Oh yeah, of course it makes sense. There's Monsanto. There's the Benfica. No, sorry, that's not Benfica. That one is the other one, the green one. What's it called, for fuck's sake? I've been gone for 2 minutes. Benfica. Sporting. That was the Sporting Stadium. Alright, that's the river. Looks good. It does look good. So now that so we can turn these two off. We can reduce the power again to 2.5. Reduce a little bit of mixture. There we go. More than 120. That's way more than we need in terms of speed. He told me to fly to the west, so let's go a bit to the west. There's Monsanto. Oh, I'll have to do another one of these videos with the beautiful scenery. It looks so much better. This looks really shit in comparison. Anyway. Come on, I should be climbing. So, remember, now we're looking for the other airport. But I just don't have it in sight yet. Come on, where is this airport? Okay, we'll just have to wait a little bit. If I want to cheat, I can turn on the GPS. There she is. (1,500 feet), that's perfect. Come on, stop. There we go. Now what we need is the airport. Where is the airport? Fuck's sake.
Golf Bravo, confirm Cascais inside.
Negative, Golf Tango Bravo Zulu, we're looking for it. You see, the controller's also getting impatient. He wants to know if we have...
Golf Bravo, field at your 10 o'clock, 5 miles.
Roger. That does not help me. I mean, it should, but I have to stop climbing. Now I'm a bit too high. Right, so yeah, because with this plane you can actually walk outside of it. So now you have a bit more noise. Where is this airport? Would that be the airport? Yes, it is. Yes,
Ryanair 718, proceed direct back south.
that's the airport. So now I really want to keep this in sight.
Ryanair 180 direct to
There's the airport. There's Sintra, but there's the airport.
Lufthansa 1166, continue descent to 4,000 feet, QNH 10.
Okay, I have to slow down. There's the airport. So he's going to make me take a turn here and then back and onto the airport. But I need to lose altitude now.
Lufthansa 1166, QNH
So now I just have to be able to tell the controller that I have the airport in sight.
clear ILS approach runway 03.
Correcting QNH 1026, and we need the heading once again.
Oh, come on.
Heading 060.
060 for Lufthansa
Okay, now it's my turn. And approach, go of Tango Quebec Zulu. We have the airfield in sight.
Golf Brazil, report me on final runway 35.
Report final runway 35, Golf Tango Quebec Zulu. So he's told me to report on
Golf
final.
runway 17 is also available if you wish.
Negative, we'll go for 35. Thank you, Golf Tango Quebec Zulu.
Roger.
So he offered us to land on this runway going this way, but I said no, I want to do this turn and land.
Last approach runway 03, we'll advise when established.
So this other guy that you can hear, he's landing in Lisboa at the moment based on what he's saying. So maybe we can see him, Lisboa established. Well, he should be somewhere around here. Let's check on the map. Yeah, you see, he's actually right in front of us. So we want to focus on our landing. So let's reduce the thrust. There's the runway. How high are we? 1,200 feet. We're a bit high. You see, there's the runway. So let's put the first notch of flaps. You see, that was what I just did. First notch of flaps. Okay, we have to start descending 500 feet per minute. 500 feet is that 5. That's what we're looking for to make this descent work. And about now, we want to start making the final turn. Let's go gear down. Now, this is much harder in the simulator because you don't have a good view on what's going on in real life. All of this is much more, is much easier to do because you can actually see what you're doing, whereas in the simulator it's hard to. You see, oh, I've overshot that, and 4 reds. If you can see the 4 reds, so that means I'm too low. So let's go full flaps. I'm also a bit too slow. Now, if you look at my speed, I'm at 70. That should be my landing speed. There we go. 2 whites and 2 reds. Now I'm perfect. Oh my god, and I forgot to turn these on. There we go. Now I'm ready for landing. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Golf Tango Quebec Zulu. Yeah, I forgot to tell him that I was on the final. So he jumped in and told me that I was cleared to land. That was good because I had completely forgotten. And here I am. And reducing the thrust. Whoa! Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was painful. Hard landing. Yep, that was not nice. So let's vacate via here. Okay, we've vacated and let's let him know. So first of all, let's go off, down. We can put this back to 1,000. And approach Golf Tango Query Zulu, runway 35 vacated.
Taxi to the apron, good night, bye bye.
Taxi to apron, muito obrigado, boa noite, Golf Tango Query Zulu. So there we go, he told me that I can taxi to the apron and we can turn off these white flashing lights because they blind everyone, so let's turn those off. There we go, that's better. Let's put these back up, there we go. So he's cleared us to the apron. So now we can just go and park. So in real life, the plane was inside this hangar.
Lufthansa 1166, wind calm, runway 03, clear to land.
And we just parked in front of it.
Lufthansa 166.
So let's just do that today as well.
718, contact now Lisboa control 131,
And
decimal 325.
and I had said goodnight to him. He has finished with me for today, so I can just turn it off. Come here and park here. There we go. So now off, 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 down, down, and down. And that makes the engine shut off. So now we can turn off the engine. And there we go. Everything is shut. Now to open the door, open, open, and off we are. Whoops. And there we go. You would actually jump off from out. There is no door on the left-hand side. There's only the door on the right. So you get out of there. You grab the handle with your hand. 1 foot here, 1 foot here, and then you can get down. And there we go. That was the flight. Hope you enjoyed it. Buonanotte a tutti. And I'll do it another time with the beautiful scenery. It looks so much better today. It didn't look that good, but usually when you have the good scenery, you can really recognize everything. And